So I'm kind of at an impasse here. If I get free trips to places, I'll go. If I have to pay, nah, not worth the effort. Thank you. Don't know if any tall motherfuckers can relate, but at 6'4", I trade 15 hours in economy for 3 hours in hell. My legs can't fit and it makes traveling awful. Oh, I get like really panicky and claustrophobic, and I have to just kind of like accept that it's torture. I'm not 6'4", but like, how do I say this? Airline seats are perfectly designed so that you can't just stand up and stretch. They are perfectly designed so that if you try to stand up just to stretch, you'll have to stand at like a vertical angle. It's so fucked up because the seat in front of you is angled back just enough and is just loose enough that you can't like hang back on it and you can't like stand up straight. It's the worst. It's the fucking worst. And so my legs, my vertical angle, okay, it's positioned vertically. How about that? Sorry, whatever. So you're like, what was I saying? Oh, the seats are so close. The seats are so close and everything, and you can't stand up. So it's like you go to like stand, and like your knees, like you can't do it. You can't fucking do it. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. 5-second memory. I do have like a 5-second memory. It makes you stand on a diagonal. Oh, diagonal. That's the word I was looking for. Diagonal, not vertical. I'm an idiot. There's not enough room between the seat in front of yours to stand. Yes, thank you. I swear I speak English. Have you seen the new proposed design for airplane seat where it's alternately high and low to maximize leg and lean back space? I have not. I hate airlines. I fucking hate it. You know what's the worst part about airlines? It's so tempting to buy the better class upgrades because you like look at it, right? And you're like, oh, well, I could like upgrade to this and it's only $50 more. And $50 is a lot, but I would at least like not get claustrophobic and not feel like I'm dying. You know, there's like a little bit more space here. And because I'm not at the worst class, I can like at least somewhat ensure that I'll be able to get my luggage into the overhead bin. You know, because that's a very real concern when you're flying, is that there's not going to be enough space for your luggage by the time you get on the fucking plane, because people are assholes and pack like 10 fucking bags and they get away with it somehow. Phobia, thank you. So you look at it and you're like, huh, only 50 more dollars to insure all that. You know what? Just this one time, I'll upgrade. Right? So then you upgrade. And then it's like, oh, you upgraded? Well, for $25 more, you can get the plus version of your class. You know, it goes from like economy to business to like business plus. And you're like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, business plus, what does that get me? And they list off all this shit. And it's pretty much the exact same as the one that you're already in. But this one, I don't know. It has like a little bit more seat. I don't know. And you're looking at it and you're like, tempting. Lounge access at the airport. Oh yeah, it'll come with like lounge access at the airport. It'll come with like a free glass of wine or whatever. It'll come with like really random stuff. And you're like, huh, well, I mean, all like having the access to all that would be like very tempting. You never use the lounge. I've never used the lounge of my own volition. The only time I've ever been to an airport lounge is Fishman being like, oh yeah, gotta go to the lounge, man. They've got like chairs that separate you from the common folk. He didn't say it like that, but that's what it felt like. So you go in there and it's like, oh, okay. I had to like wait in line to go into basically what is a glorified hangout space. It's like, there's some more chairs here. Okay, this is not worth it. This is not fucking worth it. You pay how much a year for this? Whatever. Anyways, for cool people only. Yeah, I got a lot of fruit while I was in there. I kept hitting up the buffet and getting slices of fruit because this was just after being in Japan, and in that short amount of time I was in Japan, I had it like ingrained in my brain that fruit is the most valuable resource. You have to eat every piece of fruit that you can whenever you have the opportunity, because fruit is now $500 because you're in fucking Japan. I feel like it's permanently altered my brain. I'm not gonna lie, I continue to look at fruit as like a valuable luxury. Nuclear Helper, thank you. This is why you get one of those free fancy credit cards that get you lounge access and fancy plane seat upgrades automatically. I need one of those, man. God. I mean, it is so fucked up. $500 Japanese strawberries are a thing. I did not see any strawberries that expensive. I think I did see like an $80 watermelon though. But what is your favorite fruit? Honeydew melon. Fuck, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I hate flying. And then one time I had to take like a really short flight and I was like, okay, first class is like, it's only $100. $100 more. And in that time, although it's a short flight, I will get to say that I have flown first class before. And yeah, it's like twice the price of the ticket, but the ticket's only like $100 because this is like a really short flight. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And so I do it, and I get ripped off because, fun fact, when you fly first class on a short flight, those are usually like people's connecting flights and stuff. And so when you fly first class on those, they don't really give you anything. Like you barely even have like a TV on some of these fucking flights. You know, like it's garbage. You don't get fucking anything, bro. You don't get fucking anything. I got scammed. I got fucking scammed. And you know what the worst part is I didn't even have a seat in front of me. So you know what that fucking means? And that I can't stow anything in front of me. It means I had leg room. Yeah, I had more leg room. But guess what? I couldn't just access my bag. I had to put it in the overhead bin, which is not the first time I have suffered such a fate. Because guess what? One time I upgraded to the Business Plus or whatever the fuck it is after coming back from Japan. I was like, okay, this is like a 14-hour fucking flight. I almost had a panic attack on the other flight because it was so cramped and it was so miserable. It was so bad. I'm going to Hail Mary this and try and get a nicer experience, and maybe it won't be so bad. And it was like $400 on top of an already expensive as fuck ticket. And so I'm like, okay. I just need something to make this more bearable. You know, like it's a long trip. It's a really long trip, and I was headed back alone because like I had went there with management, and now I'm like flying not on my own for the first time, but like internationally for the first time. Like I'm coming back to America, and I'm like scared about like all the customs and shit, and like I'm bringing back like alcohol, and there's like food in my bag and stuff. I'm like, oh fuck, man. So I upgrade to the nicer flight, just trying to like hopefully make my life like a little bit easier, a little bit less terrifying. It was still like a massive luxury purchase, but I had all these justifications in my head. I was like, well, you know, like when you break it down per hour, you know, it's like a 14-hour flight and it's like a $400 upgrade. So like breaking it down, you know, it's like blah, 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 blah. Traveling is stressful. It is so stressful. And I am an anxiety machine. I am a goddamn anxiety machine, chat. So I get to my seat and I notice there's no seat in front of me, and I'm like, huh, that's strange. Okay, so I put my bag in front of me, and they're like, nobody's saying anything, right? And then as time goes on, like right before the flight takes off, the lady beside me is like, you know, you can't have your bag here, right? And I'm like, not even like between my legs? And she's like, no, you have to like put it up in the bin. And I'm like, fuck. Fuck. So I'm like quickly trying to grab everything that I can, that I need out of my bag. Like I'm grabbing like my earplanes so that my ears don't hurt. I'm grabbing like my Steam Deck so I have entertainment. I'm trying to grab like my headphones. And then as I'm like digging through my bag that I had stupidly like put up in the bin before taking everything out, like my headphones fall out and onto the lady who told me that I needed to put my bag up in the bin. And so now I'm freaking out. Like, oh God, I'm so sorry. And I say, I've never done this before. And then I feel like a liar because I obviously have flown before. But what I meant it as is like been in like this kind of seat before. Like I had never had a fucking plane seat where I can't put anything in front of me. So I'm like freaking out trying to grab like my Advil just in case my ears hurt. And I'm grabbing my earplanes, I'm grabbing my headphones, I'm grabbing my Steam Deck, and the fucking headphones fall out her. And like I'm trying to dig through, and then like more shit is like falling out of my bag into the aisle and stuff, and I'm trying to like grab like my blanket out of my bag, and that's like fucking making even more of a mess, and I'm like struggling, man. And there's all of these like fucking Chinese people next to me looking at me because we're fucking going to Canada, Vancouver fucking Canada as like the first stop, and I'm like fuck. And I sit back down. I get everything sorted, and I sit back down, and I'm sitting in my chair, and I'm shaking like a goddamn Tumblrite. I'm like I'm the literally shaking meme, okay? And I've got my fucking Build-A-Bear. I've got a fucking Build-A-Bear for emotional support that I'm like tucking behind me awkwardly. And I'm like covering up with a blanket, and then I'm like putting my Steam Deck like to the side of me, and my fucking earplanes, like the packaging and stuff. I like quickly like shove the earplanes into my ears, and I'm putting my fucking I like take an Advil, and I'm shoving my water bottle and everything like to my sides. I'm covering them up with the blanket so that they don't like fall loose and stuff. And I'm like freaking out that the fucking airport ladies are going to be whatever the fuck they're called, stewardesses. I'm freaking out that they're gonna tell me like, hey, you can't have like all this shit next to you. And there's this the fucking lady that told me that I can't have my bag. She's sitting next to me. She used to be like an airplane stewardess or whatever, and I'm just like sitting here like freaking out, like, oh god, like she's like sitting here staring and judging everything. And I just told her that I had never flown before, but I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like I had never like flown like this type of thing before. And not like internationally, because obviously, like, I'm fucking white as hell, man. I'm fucking American desu, all right? Like, obviously, I'm not like a fucking like living in Japan, okay? Like, I'm not from Japan. Obviously, I got here some fucking how, and it's not by boat, because I'm going back to America, okay? So I'm like sitting here freaking out, and then she hits me with the, so, this is a really expensive seat. And I'm just like, why? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Why are you saying this to me? What does that mean? What does that mean? What did she mean by this? And she's like, she says some shit like, oh, like, did somebody pay for this for you? And I'm just like, yeah, my boss paid for it. Because it's not entirely a lie, you know, like management paid for quite a bit of the trip out to Japan, you know, and like I paid for like this upgrade and stuff, but like it was like a covered cost, the initial ticket and stuff. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just like blame all of it on my boss, okay? And then she's like, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, oh fuck, man, I'm not ready. I'm like, my brain is not like, it's like kind of like gelatin right now. If you could just like wait to ask me complicated questions until after we take off, I would feel a lot better. And I'm sitting here like trying to listen to like the overhead announcements and stuff, you know, because they're like talking about shit and they're saying that shit once in English, once in Japanese, once in Quebecois French, once in Chinese. And I'm sitting here fucking freaking out, bro. I'm like, I'm not ready for a conversation. I'm not ready to fucking talk to you, okay? So I hit her with the digital marketing and she's like, oh, and then she's quiet. And I'm like, okay, I don't think she believed me. I don't think she believed me, bro. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, I'm getting anxious just thinking about it. I was so fucking freaked out. And then there's like a elderly couple. So the seats on the plane are like 2, 3, or it's like 2 aisle 3, 2, wait, no, I think it's 3 aisle 3 aisle 3, some shit like that. I don't know. Point is, there's like an elderly couple and they're like struggling with the TV because we're in like the front row seats that are stupid and garbage. And in order to access the TV, you have to like push a button and lift on them to like get the TVs out of like their lodging. And so I'm like, okay, 242, 333 or 242. I think maybe it was 242 in this spot, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, so you know what, 242 sounds right. Okay, so anyways, I go like I'm like watching, and the former airline stewardess, she's retired. She gave me like her life story a little bit. She's like trying to help those people, and I'm sitting here like an asshole with my TV out, and I'm like, are they gonna figure it out? This is like after, was this after? No, this is before we take off. This is before we take off. So I'm like sitting here like getting really comfortable and stuff, and I like pop open my TV thing, and she's like struggling to figure hers out, and she's trying to help the elderly couple because they want to bring out their TV thing. And I'm sitting here like, when is like the correct time to intervene? Because I'm gonna like, I feel like it's like very simple, and if I get up and I'm like, oh, let me help you, that's gonna be like the exact second that they figure out how to bring out the TV thing. And so I'm staring, I'm fucking staring, waiting for them to figure it out. This elderly couple and this retired airline stewardess. I read the time to fake fake sleep. I should have fucking faked being asleep. But I'm fucking watching her trying to help these people, and I'm sitting here like you were an airline stewardess. Like, how do you not know that? Like, it's a fucking button you press. Anyways, whatever. So I'm watching, and then I eventually like resolve myself. I'm like, okay, fuck, like they can't figure it out. So I get up, right, and I like shoving my blanket to the side awkwardly, and like trying to make sure that I don't like fling all of my stuff everywhere. And I think I dropped something, like my bottle of Advil or whatever. I don't know, but it wasn't too big of a deal. But I'm more like feeling awkward of like, like I'm like getting out of my chair while I'm in like very close proximity to other people. Like I don't want to like bump them or like shove myself into their faces or whatever the fuck. So I get up and I'm like, oh, here you go. Like you press this and you lift this, and I go back to my seat and I'm like, yeah, and they're looking at the stewardess and saying thank you, and I'm like, I don't want to fly. I don't want to do this ever again. This is so awkward. This is so awkward. This is also awkward. It's so awkward. It's so awkward. Why did they talk to her, not me? I'm the one that did it for them. Maybe they thought that I was her kid. Well, I thought you were her granddaughter or something. That's got to be it, right? That's got to be it. Because it's like, why did they like thank and talk to her? Like, I'm not like expecting them to say like thank you to me. You know, like it's always nice, but like to then say thank you to somebody else, it's like, but I'm the one that did it. Ah!
Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.